Okay, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about AI and your resume, but probably not in the way you're thinking. The goal here is to use it so it doesn't accidentally erase everything that makes you, well, you.
So check this out. 78%. That's the number of job seekers right now using AI to help write their resumes. And what that means is you are suddenly competing against a flood of other applications that all sound eerily the same. And trust me, recruiters are catching on, and they're catching on fast.
Which leads us to this really important, kind of scary question. Is the tool that you're using to get an edge actually making you blend into the background? And the short answer is, yeah, for a lot of people, it is. It's creating this sea of sameness, and a lot of really experienced pros are getting lost in it.
So let's break down how this is actually happening. There are basically three major traps that AI sets for your resume, and they can turn your really unique career path into something that looks like it came from a template.
Okay, first up is the homogeneity problem. ChatGPT has a certain way of writing, a kind of house style, and recruiters are seeing the same exact phrases over and over again. Then there's the authenticity gap. This is where AI just invents stuff that sounds plausible, but that you can't actually back up in an interview. And finally, the big one, the over-reliance trap. This is where you either let AI totally strip out your own voice, or you swing the other way, avoid it completely, and you miss out on the good stuff it can actually do.
I want you to burn this phrase into your memory. This right here has become a massive red flag for recruiters. It sounds impressive, right? But it's totally hollow. It says absolutely nothing about what you actually did. After seeing this 1,000 times, it just screams, "I let a robot write this." It triggers immediate skepticism.
So, how do we fix this? What's the way out? You have to totally reframe how you think about AI. It is not your ghostwriter. It is your editor. And that distinction, well, it changes everything.
And this slide right here lays it out perfectly. When you use AI as a ghostwriter, you start with a generic prompt, and you get a generic, soulless result that erases you. But when you use it as an editor, you start with your stories, your facts. The result is polished, optimized, and it still sounds like you, just the best version of you.
So here's the workflow, the actual game plan. It's simple, but you cannot skip the steps. Step 1, and this is non-negotiable. You write first. Get all your facts, your numbers, your stories down on the page. Step 2, let AI do the polishing. Use it to tighten up the sentences. And step 3, the most important part, you finalize. You are the boss. You have the final say, and you reject anything that sounds even remotely generic.
Let's make this real with an example. Okay, so here's a totally solid, human-written draft. It's got all the goods, right? The what, the where, the how much, and the why. All the real substance is right there.
And now, look at the after. We run it through AI, but only as an editor. The language is tighter, it's more punchy, more professional. But notice what didn't change. All the core facts are still there. The substance is all yours. The polish is from the AI. This right here is the perfect collaboration.
All right, now I want to give you what I think is the most powerful tool you can use to check your own resume. I call it the authenticity filter. It's super simple.
Ask yourself this one question for every single bullet point on your resume. Could somebody else with your job title honestly claim this exact same thing? If the answer is yes, then that line isn't good enough. You have to rewrite it until it's so specific that only you could have possibly written it.
And here is a perfect, stark example. The fail on the left, it's useless. I mean, thousands of people have led digital transformation. But the pass on the right, wow. It's packed with details, the specific system, the number of plants, the region, and a hard, quantifiable result. Nobody else on Earth could claim that exact line. That's the goal.
So to get to that level of detail, you want to focus on these 5 human signals that AI is just really bad at faking. These are the little details that prove you are actually there. Things like specific industry slang, the internal names for projects, precise numbers with date ranges, the exact software you used, and little indicators of how you led your team. Weave these into your stories and your resume will feel undeniably real.
So, what do you do with all this information right now? Here's a very practical 60-minute action plan to audit your resume and put all this stuff to work immediately. I want you to set a timer. For the first 15 minutes, do an authenticity scan. Read every line and ask yourself, could I talk about this for 5 minutes in an interview? Next 15 minutes, run that could anyone else say this test on every bullet. Mark them pass or fail. Then, for the next 15, do a human signal check.
does each job have at least 3 of those 5 signals we talked about? And only then, for the final 15 minutes, do you do that last AI polish pass.
So look, it all boils down to this. The very best resume is a human-AI team-up. You have to bring the substance, your experience, your stories, your numbers. AI's job is just to add that final layer of polish and optimization.
And if you want some help with this, there are some great new tools being built around this exact philosophy. A tool like Pass the Scan, for instance, can actually help you score your resume on both sides of the coin: the technical keywords that the computer systems look for, and those authentic human signals that are going to impress a real hiring manager.
So I'm going to leave you with one final thought to mull over as you look at your own resume. Does it truly reflect your experience, or does it just reflect the quality of your prompt? Your goal is to make absolutely sure it's the former.